Smoking a brisket on a pellet grill. This is the before shot, and that's 6 kilos. Now I seasoned it with my spa seasoning. The recipe's on the channel if you need it. And here it is in the smoker with the point end at the back towards the heat, fat side down, and the flat is at the front. Now I'm just showing you, I set it to 95 degrees. So the smoker's been on all night. 8 hours. Let's have a look. So it's reading at 96. It was set for 95. OMG, look at that. Just getting a close-up to show you how much it's shrunk, which always happens. Obviously, it's not a lot of bark because I just used salt, pepper, asafoetida, just my spa seasoning. But look at the smoke on that, and the smoke ring's beautiful. When I do, I'll cut into it and show you. But the point is at the back, the flat is at the front, and you can see, I'm just trying to get you in as close as I can without melting my camera. Now, I ran out of, I had no alfoil. I couldn't find anything, so I actually used some brown paper bags of Coles and Woolies. I cut them up, and now I've just poured tallow on there, and now I'm going to get the brisket out and pop it on, and then I'm going to wrap it up. I'll just show you what I do here. Now, originally I put it fat side up, and then I realized when you wrap it, I actually want the fat side up now in the smoker. So I realized that I actually need to turn it over so that when it's wrapped, it is actually fat side up. So you'll see now that I'm going to turn it fat side down. Now I'm going to wrap it up, and I will show you the finished product, and then I'll turn it up so that fat side is up. So here it is. This is it. It's ready to go back in the smoker, and I'm going to pop some probes in, and that's just the Woolies emblem you can see on the bag, because thank you Woolies. Even though I bought all these bags here in Australia, we have to buy our own bags and bring them to the shop. Okay, so I've wrapped it, I've probed it left and right, I've set it on 120, and I had the door open so it's, you know. Now the probes are, probe 1 is the point end on the left here, and probe 2 is the flat end, which is showing 72. So I will come and check on it in 2 hours. Yeah, I just made my cuppa. I had a serious, this is the second bandage cutting. I cut straight in, where is the focus? Come on, focus. I cut straight into my finger across there with a very sharp knife, and here is the wrapped beauty, and I'm just going to sit and do my vlog here because it's beautiful. So this was interesting. I came out after 2 hours, and it's so fast. It went up to 90 degrees and 100 degrees, right? And you can see I put it on 120, but I took it down to 110 because it was going so fast. And you can see the liquid down the bottom collecting in the tray, which I like that. But what I ended up discovering was that the probe in the point wasn't in properly, and that's why that reading was 90. So what I did is I took it out off camera. I took it out and I put it into the point again, and because, as I'm going to show you now, I checked it with that probe and everything wasn't exactly the same. And these probes in the PitBoss are very, very good. So I knew that something wasn't right, and then I realized there's a line on those PitBoss probes, and I didn't have it far enough into the meat. So I'm just checking it here, and it was actually probing quite soft, which a lot of PitBoss masters will tell you that's really important. So Yeah, the flat temperature was the same. It was around 100, and that's what the probe said. But the other one I found out wasn't in far enough. So I'm just going through the motions of trying to work out what I'm going to do here. And then I realigned the probes, and I will show you that footage shortly. So here's me showing you that the probe 1 has gone up to 95. So once I reinserted it properly, it already started to register like more or less what it was. And 95 at 101, I'm pretty happy with that. So what I'm going to do now is take the probes out and let it rest. Now for me, I just pop it in my oven and close the door. I don't know how technically correct that is, but that's what I do. And you wait to see, it turned out incredible. Look at the juice coming out of that hole, and even the other one too. I don't know if I captured that on camera or not, but let me see. Did I get that? Yeah, there was lots of juice in there anyway. I'm not sure that you can see it. Okay, so now we're in the kitchen, and I poured that liquid from the tray into that bowl. Okay, here's the brisket. It's rested for 2 hours, and I'm excited. I'm not going to try and unwrap it the way I wrapped it. That's going to be madness for me. Okay, here's the brisket. It's rested for 2 hours, and I'm excited. I'm not going to try and unwrap it the way I wrapped it. That's going to be madness for me. Oh! Wow! Oh my gosh. I've never wrapped in paper before, so I feel like the real deal right now, because Meat Church, he wraps. I'm going to have to change my Band-Aid because it isn't waterproof, and now it's getting, oh, okay. I have to get this out of here. Oh yeah, yeah, feels good. How am I going to do this? Because then you'll be able to see it better. All right, I've gone for a light board so you can see it better. So let me move this over. Oh, oh, and we are not wasting all of those juices either. Wow, this looks incredible. Move that. All right, so let's just speed it up a bit, and I'll just show you the process. Now, I haven't used this brisket knife for a while, and I needed to sharpen it, so I gave up. But there was this piece on top of the brisket there that it was just like really crispy and crunchy, and I couldn't cut through it. I ended up taking it off. But the brisket was very soft and easy to cut, even though you don't really see that on that first cut. But, and it, look at this, watch this. Oh, yes, all the juice, I love it. And that's the flat end. This is the point end, and I'm sorry, I didn't quite show it on this camera. Look at it dripping all off my fingers there. It has been I've finished that brisket now. It's just took me a couple of weeks, and of course the boys had some, and everybody enjoyed it. The daughter had some, and yeah, but an incredible cook. Just was so good. 8 hours overnight, so easy doing it that way, putting it on before you go to bed. So anyway, I'm just chatting and whatever, so I'm just going to show you this footage because I love watching footage like this. Thought you might like to. I'm just showing the grain, and now I'm going to slice. Look, I started slicing the point end of the flat, and then I realized, oh, I should just slice the flat. But anyway, let me do a couple of slices here. We'll just go through that. And honestly, it passes the hang test, but there's that bit on top that's really tough. So I cut that bit of footage out. So let's just go through this. I mean, basically, I'm just examining, cutting up beautiful, tender, juicy, oh my gosh, smoky, beautiful, flavorful. Look at that pink smoke ring down the bottom, because that was it was fat side down, so the bottom of the brisket was facing up, and it got that beautiful smoke ring on it. So yes, now I've started cutting the flat, and this was cooked to about 100 degrees, so you can sort of decide how far you want to take it to, but you must remember your probe as well as your temperature is important. So I've run out of room, so here am I. That's, oh, look at that point. I'm just grabbing another breadboard to make some room, and then I'm going to finish cutting up all the flat. Most amazingly delicious. Lasted us 2 weeks in our family. I ate most of it, but the boys enjoyed some, and so did the daughter. So let's just have a look at all the juice and all the goodness. That wasn't as juicy, but it was very tender. Like, you couldn't see the juice dripping out, and I think that's because I cooked it to 101. Yeah, so, but it was very tender and amazingly delicious. Mm-mm-mm. So good. And here comes the point. Watch this. Oh, yes. This is what you want every point to be. So, I'm, look, beyond happy with all of this. And here's another hang test. Yep. You gotta love it. It's amazing. So good. So delicious. So this is after I've sliced up the flat. I'm just showing you, and just, I haven't cut up the point at this point, but look at that. Beautiful, juicy, tender. Starting to cool off a bit now too, and so you can sort of see. The reason there's not a big thick bark on it is because I didn't use a heap of seasoning. I just used my spa seasoning. That's all I put on it. So salt and pepper basically is all that's on it. So it does look different to if you had a great big bark buildup. So these bites of brisket, like, I air fry them before I eat them, and they're just amazing. Look at the smoke ring on that. Incredible. So good. That is so good. So that's the point now that I've cut as well. Just showing you the point all sliced up, and then I portion it all up and put it into bags. So this is just a bit more footage if you're interested, just to see how good it is. How good it is. Love it. So I'm now going to run through the video and put the recipe up, so that, and the method probably more so, so that you can make it too if you wish, on a pellet smoker. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the juiciness. Oh my gosh, it's amazing.